Greetings. Today I'm going to get a little deep. This isn't going to go long, at least I hope not. But I'm going to go a little deep because I get the feeling a lot more people need to understand what it's like being black in America. And I'm an older guy, and these days I don't have the same issue that some younger people do, but I have been colored, if I can use that term, in such a way that my experiences when I was younger and part of what's going on in the world now have given me a totally different perspective. So the other day, I was talking with a couple of people online on Twitter, and one of the questions came up as to why I don't know the name of all these little towns that are in my area. I just don't. I live in the Syracuse, New York area, and I know a lot of the names in my own county, but I don't know them all. There's a ton of them I don't know. And then the surrounding counties. I know the county, Madison County, Oneida County, Cayuga County. I know the county names, but I don't know a lot of the little towns in them or cities or whatever they want to call them. And so people are saying, well, why don't you get out? You don't get out, you don't know any of the names and all this other kind of stuff. And I felt that I didn't have to tell them this. They should have already known it, but I told them. Because once I leave my own area, which is Syracuse, New York, there's not a whole lot of diversity in any of these places. You want to know what diversity is like? Pretty much in the Syracuse area, it's around 15% black people. Not the biggest number in the world, but there are significant areas. The town I actually live in, it's not that big an area as far as the diversity, but I'm in the suburbs. If I can go into the city anytime and be with other people, I see people at the stores and whatever, but in my own neighborhood, there's only one other black family that lives here as far as I know. But I know where people are, and I've been here a long time. But you go to other communities outside of the Syracuse area, and you may not have 100 black people, period. And that's just how it is, And I'm not going to say that I feel total discomfort because, like I said, some of the places I know, I've been there, and I know that there's no minorities there, but I'm okay. But I don't take a lot of chances going to other places. In the 2016 election, which I really want to forget, but I've got to mention it. In the 2016 election, which overwhelmingly voted for Hillary Clinton. As a matter of fact, I think it was the first time in history that someone was elected president who got crushed in their own state. Basically, it was the suburbs, the big suburbs, that carried the day, or the big cities, I mean. New York City, Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, and Albany. All the other areas voted for that man, but the numbers went the other direction. I don't feel comfortable with that. So therefore, in the 80s, In the 80s, when I was in my 20s, I used to just hop in the car and drive. I had no idea where I was going. You didn't have all the same city signs or town signs that you have now. I would just drive. And I would drive for maybe 2.5 hours, whatever, then turn around and come back. Now we have GPS, and I could do the same thing, but I'm older now, and I don't trust a lot of places. I don't trust a lot of people that I don't know. So I pretty much stay in my own area. I stay in, I live in the village of Liverpool, or actually it's called the town of Clay. I'm not really in the village of Liverpool, but my address is Liverpool. And I don't really stray that far from my area. I'm safe. I'm getting close to 60, and I just don't want to deal with things that I didn't worry about in my 20s. And trust me, I got pulled over here and there. And, it was always discomforting. I never got pulled over by a black cop. So, what are you going to say? But, this guy was just calling me out on it. I said, dude, why would I go to a lot of places where I don't feel comfortable? And if I don't decide to leave my own area, then what compels me to know the names of all these places that I never heard of? Why would you do that? I mean, this is not a small town area. At least in my mind. And one of the things I've always said to people, and it's hard for folks who have not lived a life to understand, but there are no black people in America who have never seen a white person, but there are a ton of communities in America that have never seen a black person in person. Seen them on TV, seen them in movies, but in person. Imagine how that is. Trust me. I met a guy earlier this year who said that until he moved to his community where he lives now, there were no black people. And now there's only 4, which is him, his wife, and his 2 daughters. That's it. There's no one else there. that's just how it works in America. And it can be a discomforting feeling. You may get used to a certain area and say, you know what, that's where I'm going to be. But in general, I don't want to take those kind of chances anymore. And I want to know your opinion on this. I mean, do you think that maybe I'm a little overboard in being scary? Or do you see, when I look at every single day, there's another instance where either a cop has arrested someone who didn't deserve it, who was a minority, or someone has called the police on someone because they're a minority doing something that they don't want them to do, or that every single cop gets away with killing or hurting a minority in this country. I can't think of one that's been been convicted. Maybe it's happened, but I haven't heard about it. Someone let me know if you think that I'm overly paranoid, if you understand why I just might be hesitant. My name is Mitch Mitchell. Like I said, I deviated, but sometimes you just have to. I'll talk with y'all later.